is Sarah, and I'm the voice behind the Amateur Apron. I wanted to get on here and just say thank you to everyone who's already downloaded my free weekly meal planning sheet. And if you haven't, and that's something that might be helpful or interesting to you, you can check it out in the link in my bio. But I made this meal plan out of a need that I kind of had after scribbling notes on notebook paper and things getting kind of confusing, and after a while I kind of made up a method of what worked for me, but I was like, oh, it'd be so nice if I just had some sheet that was already organized, so I'm not writing out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday every weekend when I'm getting ready to go to the grocery store. So I thought, it'd be helpful if maybe I got on here and just kind of walked through what I do and how I use this sheet each week, and that might be something that helps you as you're headed into the next week to kind of eliminate that issue of what's for dinner and, oh my gosh, we blew our budget at the grocery store again this week, all of the stress that kind of comes along sometimes with mapping out your meals for you and someone else if you have different schedules, or maybe just for yourself. Sometimes it's easier just to see kind of I've already got this figured out, one less decision to make later on. So we'll just jump in and I'll show you kind of a quick run through of what I do. Okay, so to get started, this is what the sheet looks like. At the top is where you can put the date, so we'll start there. And this is also a good reminder to pull out your calendar or your planner, agenda, whatever you use, because that's kind of the first step, is just knowing what's going on before you start planning an involved meal at home for something that you really only have 30 minutes for, or something that you're really going to have to grab something on the go. So we'll start with just filling in the dates. And this is our real meal plan for next week, so you can kind of see what I really do with this. So everything's dated. One thing that quickly stands out, next week is Daryl's birthday, so I'm going to go ahead and write that in. And with that, I am going to make him a birthday cake, so I'm going to write over here cake, and I know already that he would like to go somewhere to get takeout, so I'm going to write in takeout, and we'll decide where later on. So one of the other things that's really useful for me and why I designed this way is we are kind of creatures of habit, in that we will pick one or two items to eat for breakfast for the week, and the same for our lunches, or 3, whatever, but we'll have just a few options. And I don't map out what we're eating for breakfast every day or what we're eating for lunch every day, but it's usually one of a couple options, and we usually do our own thing for lunch, so we'll have a lot of things listed, but that's because Daryl eats his stuff and I eat what I want, and we're just kind of grabbing stuff on the go. So we'll start up here in the little breakfast box, and usually what I do is I write in what we're planning to eat, and then as I'm going through everything, I will make a grocery list on a separate sheet of paper while I'm going through the kitchen. Typically I would do this in the kitchen because I'm doing both at the same time, and then I can just kind of check and see what we've already got, and that usually helps me decide what I want to make for the week if I've got a few ingredients that I need to use up. So we'll get to that when I start planning out our dinners, and so that's really where I put the dinners, is over here. But sometimes, with weekends, we want to do something special. Here lately, we've been doing a Sunday brunch. So sometimes I'll just, write that in at the top, and then the bottom half of that box is for dinner. But carrying on with lunch, so we've got a few different options. I just almost forgot how to spell quesadillas. And so I'll just write those in. So, and then another thing that I kind of keep separate, because it gets really crowded and confusing if I list out every meal over here. At least for me, that's why it's set up this way. So I put snacks/desserts, which sometimes are the same thing, down in this bottom square, and that just is another area just to get that off to the side, because I don't really need to know I don't need to map out what Tuesday's snack's going to be. So we'll do that kind of at the end. That's after I've looked through everything else and thought through that. So next we'll skip up here to Monday, and Monday we're going to have spaghetti, squash, and meatballs. And then another thing for us too, so a lot of times if we're doing something with hamburger, that's something that we would eat like half of a pound because it's just the two of us, so that would mean I need another meal for hamburger. So basic stuff, but maybe that helps you if you're trying to map out meals for just two people, to think through like the way that you buy your meat or protein. So we'll just continue here. And sorry for my chicken scratch. I've already mapped this out on a separate sheet just for the sake of transparency. I'm letting y'all know. But that way I could kind of run through it quicker, because honestly it does kind of take me a little bit to think through like, okay, what do we want? But usually what we do is, as we think of things that we want for dinners or snacks or desserts or whatever, then we just add that in down here at the bottom. This lives on our fridge for the week, and so you can just grab a pen in the kitchen and scribble something in that you really want for next week. So continue on with that, but I'll skip down here for the sake of time, and we'll put in, we want a few items for some snacks. I want some cantaloupe. Daryl wants some Triscuits. And I really like to snack on some broccoli. For dessert, we'll have a lot of cake left over from Daryl's birthday cake. And then I think we've still got some popsicles in the fridge, or in the freezer, so that'll be another item that we can use. So then down here, just for a visual of what we do, literally just a couple things that Daryl had thought of that he wanted for next week already. He's already thinking that far in advance, but also just trying to help me to have a good example. He found something online for some broccoli tots, and then we keep talking about trying cauliflower rice in some form or fashion, so we're going to put that on here as a nice little reminder for next week. And when I sit down to map this out, I'm not just staring at a blank sheet of paper. I've already got somewhere to start with. So to fill this in, just to finish it up, we also want some fried pork chops and roasted carrots, and then we found a cool recipe. I realized that I guess pomegranate's not really in season right now, but we keep finding some cool recipes with pomegranate in it, and you can find it at the store. So we've been trying some different things with that, and I want to use up some more of that asparagus that we bought for, well, that goes with the risotto, and I forgot it. So things like that you use a couple times helps you. As I'm going, I'll see that I've made it Thursday and I'm using asparagus, but I need to use that again. I'll go ahead and scribble it down here typically, and then come up with something that goes with asparagus. But yeah, so that's what the week looks like. Now this doesn't mean that we're going to stick exactly to this plan. Monday night we might not want spaghetti and meatballs, we want something else, but we just kind of go through and I'll mark off as we go through the week, just so we know what we've already eliminated from our options. And yeah, and then I think I forgot, not that it really matters, but the hamburger scenario that I was talking about, we have some left over already, so that's what that's for Monday. I want to go ahead and use it up before it goes bad. So for anyone left hanging, that wasn't true. Anyway, so that's the weekly meal plan. I hope that is helpful for you in kind of tackling your trip to the grocery store and having a clear idea of what's for dinner, and less decision fatigue for you as the week goes on. But thanks so much, and if you're looking where to download that, you can find it at the link in my bio.